In 2007, Selby and colleagues published a large randomized control trial of a combination of antimycobacterials. The problem is that in animals we never give antimycobacterials because the treatment would probably be something like, we don't know, maybe 2 years. Certainly when humans have M. avium in the lung, the treatment is 2 years. And nobody's going to treat their cow for 2 years when you can just take your cow to, unfortunately, to the abattoir and just let it go and then just bring another cow on. So there's no really good data on what's the best antibiotic cocktail to use. So they used something that somebody else said might work. And they found that after about 4 months, the group on antibiotics was 16% better off than the group on placebo. And depending on how you analyzed it, they thought that the benefit was transient, but if you do a different type of analysis, the benefit seemed to extend to 1 to 2 years. I think the expectation would be if this is an infection, the cure would be up at maybe the 50 to 70% range and not 16%. So it didn't really meet the expectations that some people in the community had been espousing, but nonetheless there was a significant benefit, at least at 4 months in that study. So it's kind of a glass half full, half empty type of study where the people who believe that the antibiotics really work say, well, here's the evidence it worked, and the people who believe that Mycobacteria has no role take the same study and said it didn't really work. Again, I can send you the article and the reanalysis if you're interested. But in 2010, we can't say, well, this is the cocktail to use. In fact, even one of the drugs that was used in that study isn't available on the market. So it's kind of an unfortunate thing where somebody says, I'm going to do a trial of drugs that aren't available. And then you say, well, so what do I do with that information? So it's a bit problematic, and we would need more what we call in vivo data, where you cause this infection in an animal, and you figure out how to treat the infection in the animal to be able to then translate that information to any antibiotic trials in people. Does that make sense?
Disease, or how many of us have a history of arthritis in our families?
Okay. Well, actually, one thing that I show of hands would be interesting. I have heard, but you can tell me if it's true or not, that people with Crohn's disease, if they get Campylobacter or Shigella, or they get acute gastroenteritis, they get the same disease as other people, and then they get better like other people. But it could be that when you get the other thing, it makes your Crohn's worse. So, option A, I get gastroenteritis and it's like everybody else. Option B, when I get gastroenteritis, it's different and my Crohn's gets worse. Yeah, that's right. Well, that's why, yeah. So that would be one. But you could also just tell me over lunch or whatever. And then I guess the other one is, so yeah, I accept that for those with UC, you can abstain. And you know, I'm sorry I haven't been able to really be of any help this morning. Is there any feeling for outside in and inside out? Who votes for outside in? Okay, and who votes for inside out? Okay, so it's about 4-2. Okay, you know, in a hockey series, all you need is 4 to win, right? So I think Ottawa's 3 away, Montreal's also 3 away. I see a half shirt here. Sherry, are you cutting me off?
It's lunchtime.
Yes. Thank you so much for your attention. Yep, I'll stay here on this.
If anybody has questions they want to ask us,